without those sponsors and without those donations, then the quality of life would be very, very small.
If that funding was not available, then we would have a lot of difficulties in our community, because when folks are needing counseling and related services and are not able to receive them, then that starts being expressed in a number of ways, whether it's poor academic performance, fighting at schools, losing their jobs.
We recognize that we can't do it all on our own, and having the support from organizations like United Way is tremendous. Because of you, we're able to provide the leadership development skills for girls, whether it's discovering themselves and their values, connecting and teaming with others, and taking action to make the world a better place.
If they didn't have this shelter here in St. Charles Parish, they would have to stay with their abuser, continue being abused. They may lose their lives. Their children may be motherless. Many things. I mean, I hate to even think about not having a shelter.
My name is Danny Roussel. I'm Christy Roussel's daddy, and she's at the ARC.
Yeah, I got all his easy second one.
Christy has a developmental disorder. They call it microcephalic, which means it's a small skull, which means it's a small brain.
Right here.
And so what the ARC has done with her is that it has given her a sense of independence. Because right now she lives in a rented house independently.
Make sure it's facing the front.
And the sense of accomplishment, the sense of after she does that, she has this responsibility then. You know, when sometimes I'll tell her, I say, you know, you look like you don't feel too good, you don't need to go. And she say, they short, Dad. They need me there, Dad. So that sense of ownership, that sense of responsibility, that's all we can hope for, that she makes an impact, and she does. I guarantee it. And without the ARC, without the United Way supporting the ARC, this would not happen.
Come see you, huh?
I'll support the ARC, I'll support the United Way, and it always comes back, always.
Narco-Day health care helped me a lot because I was giving up. I didn't want to live anymore. And my husband said, no, you can't give up.
I don't know what I would do if I had to go 24/7 with us. No, these girls are a blessing. They really are. They help me tremendously.
I had a father who was involved with the Narco-Adult Daycare Center for 7 years after his stroke, and the daycare center allowed us to have him being taken care of during the day while we were all working, without us having to put him in a nursing home. He couldn't wait to go, just like a child. Couldn't wait. He was excited every day. It gave him a purpose. It gave him a place to go. It gave him a reason to get dressed and get out of his house. And
this is the closest to a home environment and a home health care with it's the social environment that helps a lot.
My family loves it because they're not worried about us.
You just bloody now.
Please donate to United Way. And that would be a big, big help to us to have y'all donate things to the United Way so other people can also come here.
Donating to United Way affects people's lives directly. Gave him a good, healthy, clean living environment during the day while we were at work. And that would not have been possible had we not had the funds from the United Way helping.
I've seen the last one y'all did. I wasn't here then.
And it's a big relief, and for him to hold my hand, and he calls me Mimi. Mimi, I love it here. Yeah, that's a big, big, big thing to have him with me.
Something that actually surprised me was 1 in 5 children in St. Charles Parish is food insecure, meaning they may not necessarily know where their next meal is coming from.
I received a student after January, and we kind of noticed that that student needed something else because they would come to school hungry in the morning. Well, one of my students said, "Ms. Landrum, is it okay if I share some of my snacks out of my backpack and give to him so that he'll have it?" So I thought that was the epitome of giving and how giving leads to more giving.
It's definitely a greater need. I know both at Luling and St. Rose Elementaries, they have between 500 and 600 enrolled this past academic school year, 11-12. And as I said, there are only 165 on the program at each of those schools. So there's a huge waiting list within each school.
You need to help the person that's coming behind you, because look at the gifts that you're receiving from the community. Look at how your community is helping you. How do you think that happens, and why do you think they're doing that?
I choose to donate to United Ways because I guess it goes back to my mother. My mother was a school teacher here in St. Charles Parish for a very long time, retired here. This is my way of giving back by, seeing the backpack program you guys do for the kids is my way to contribute and give back.
This is one of the best run, well-organized organizations that I've ever been involved in. As a contributor to United Way, I think there's so many good organizations that are partnered with United Way, and it's a way for people to know that the money that you give is used very worthwhile throughout the community.
The great thing about United Ways for me is that they're all independent organizations, and one of the beauties of that is that dollars that are raised locally stay local. I'm a donor myself, and I want to protect those dollars too. And basically the way the allocations process works is there's a series of steps where volunteers in the community, again, we're a volunteer organization, get together in teams and review requests by our partner agencies. And they look at the organization's goals, the organization's mission. Are they delivering what they say they're going to do? Is there a need in the community? So the United Way really does two things. We fund other agencies and we audit those dollars and screen them so that donor dollars are protected. But the second thing we do as an organization is we say, okay, what's an unmet need? And then we'll go after trying to make progress or address those needs as well.
So when we touch lives, no matter in which way, then we enhance the quality of life in St. Charles Parish.
And it's the generosity of the donors that's going to allow us to continue to build leaders of girls who are going to actually become leaders of tomorrow and better citizens.
And it also teaches our kids a sense of urgency that I need to help my community. My community is there for me, so that when I do become that wonderful teacher, or when I do become that awesome principal, or that wonderful doctor or dentist, or whatever I am going to be, United Way helped me, so I have to help the next person.